everybody, I want to explain to you a little bit about what happened to me yesterday on Burnaby Mountain when I visited Camp Cloud. A journalist from a competitor media outlet wanted the protesters at Camp Cloud to do the dirty work of intimidating me and my team and shutting us up so that I couldn't bring you the other side of the story, the reality of what's really happening up at Camp Cloud. So here's what happened in a nutshell. We got to Camp Cloud at about 6 a.m. in anticipation of the eviction notice that was supposed to be levied against them by the city of Burnaby and executed by the Burnaby police. We were wandering around down at the bottom of the hill, nowhere near the protest camp, and we jumped over the retaining barriers that have been erected by the city of Burnaby to keep the protesters who are sleeping in the ditch from being run over by passing cars. This is sort of a busy street. So we hopped over the retaining barriers because we wanted to get a better look at the Kinder Morgan tank farm, which is really actually quite inconspicuous. You hardly know it's there. It's painted to match the mountain landscape, and there are trees growing up all around it. It's really well done and hidden, actually. Anyways, as we jumped the barriers, some protesters came storming down the hill at us. Here's the exchange I had with one of them here.
Why do you guys gotta do this?
What do you mean? We're just taking pictures of the tank farm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, I mean, you're invading our spaces here. You came up here and you come driving real slow.
Yeah, we're just taking
You
pictures.
just caused this concern, you drive back down there. I mean, you could come say hi and say, introduce yourselves nicely or whatnot. And then you come on our side. Somebody said you were by our friend's tent, so got a little concerned.
That side is your side?
Yeah, this is our camp. See, from this side?
Okay.
See, all of us sitting here, or my tent's down here, Buddy's tent's right here. That's cause for concern.
So,
I was just concerned, so I come.
okay, so I
check
have
you
to
guys
ask
out.
permission to go on that side.
Well, come at least introduce yourselves. It's only polite, kind.
Okay.
You know, especially what's going on. You guys understand what's going on here.
Yeah, but
And
we
you
just
guys
came to take pictures of the
Yeah,
tank
oh,
farm
that's
and stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Cool.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Sheila. Hey.
Hi.
Well, everybody's coming out.
Yeah. Well, it's like cause for concern. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, just coming on that side like that. I mean, what?
You don't want us trespassing?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. That's plain and simple.
So you just YouTube us sometime.
Yeah. So, you know, you come next time, come and introduce yourself. Say you would like to come over and take some pictures. Most other people do that.
I just have a question. Did you ask the people down?
No, I'm just asking you to
No,
do it maybe.
sure, but
maybe next time you'll do that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So please stay off of this side. All right. I'm
Okay.
asking you not to go on this side without permission and asking permission first.
Sure, I just
because
have-
we have our tents, we have our belongings here, and that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Thank
Sure.
you very
no,
much.
I just
You
have a
guys
quick
may go.
question. Did you ask the people down the hill for their permission before you camped here?
Thank you very much.
No? I'll take that as a no. Pretty civil, right? I shook that guy's hand despite my extreme aversion to his germs. I think I did pretty well to diffuse the situation there while still making my point about respect for property rights. It's what happened next that should trouble everybody watching at home. Someone that I now know is a reporter for APTN named Justin Brake ran down the hill and shoved a cell phone camera in my face. Now, the way Brake shoved that camera in my face led me to believe he was a protester because they were doing that too. Anyway, what Brake wanted to know was what media outlet I was with. He wanted to know my name. And then he asked me why I even thought it was newsworthy to cover Camp Cloud. Can you imagine that? A journalist confronting another journalist who's doing her job about why she's there covering a story. This is a several billion-dollar energy infrastructure project. These people have been protesting here, holding up the entire project since at least last fall. The Prime Minister just bought the pipeline for way more than it's worth. And in my home province of Alberta, we may take an ownership stake in the pipeline. And Brake had the audacity to ask me why I thought it was even newsworthy. Clearly, Brake thought I didn't have any business being there at Camp Cloud. Now, does Brake even understand what the free press is all about? I have every right to cover a story. But fine, he's an activist journalist and he doesn't want me there. That's nothing new for me. But what he did next was astonishing. Brake ran up the hill before I could get up there, and then he told the protesters who I was and where I was from. So by the time I got up the hill, I was already being yelled at and berated by these filthy squatters. Now, being yelled at by the left, that's also nothing new for me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. In fact, I think it's pretty comical, especially the one girl that said I needed better eyebrows, which is true. That's why I have to pencil them in. But I'll take no cosmetology advice from someone who sleeps in a ditch for a living. Thank you very much. Now, it's pretty common knowledge, especially within the journalism industry, that I was assaulted at work. A left-wing male feminist named Dion Buse punched me at the 2017 Women's March. I had him charged criminally, and I also sued him in civil court, and I won. And that's why I have to have a bodyguard now, especially when I go to places like Burnaby Mountain. And luckily enough, we did have a bodyguard with us, and we absolutely needed his assistance several times. These people on Burnaby Mountain, they've threatened another Oka crisis. At the Oka standoff in 1990, a police corporal was shot and killed by a Mohawk protester with an illegal firearm, and no one was ever charged for that murder. At this protest encampment alone, some 200 protesters have been arrested for breaking the law, and they have assaulted police officers, hurting several police officers, and then capturing them on film doing it. These folks have no problem using violence against people they don't like. And that APTN reporter went up the hill to tell them that I was somebody that they wouldn't like. And you know what else? He compromised my safety by doing that. Let me reiterate again. I can deal with the yelling. I can deal with the criticism. I can deal with being called fake news by somebody on an illegal rooftop. I mean, who really cares about that sort of stuff? Words aren't violence. Violence is violence. And that's what bothers me here. These people have a history of violence at Camp Cloud. They even attacked a Global News crew because they didn't like how Global News, milquetoast left-wing Global News, was reporting on them their encampment. I have been the target of violence by left-wing protesters in the course of my work. Did Justin Brake of APTN want me to get hurt so that I would go home and then not bring you the other side of the news? But there's another level of hypocrisy happening here. Brake's boss at APTN is a woman named Karen Pugliese. She's also the boss at the Canadian Association of Journalists. Now, that very same organization has called for an inquiry because we were mean to a BuzzFeed reporter named Scatchy Cool at our Rebel Live event in Toronto. We never put her safety in danger. We never asked her to leave. In fact, we hoped she would stay. What will Karen Pugliese do about her subordinate, Justin Brake, for putting me in danger at Camp Cloud? Will she call for a Canadian Association of Journalists inquiry into what Brake's done? Is what's good for the goose good for the gander right now, or do I not count because I tell the other side of the story that some CAJ member journalists just refuse to do? I'm a female journalist, and it seems like I'm not worthy of protection because these SJW reporters don't like my male boss or my conservative opinions. I guess we're going to find out what comes of all of this. For the Rebel.Media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. To support our independent journalism and to help cover the cost of our trip here to Burnaby and to help cover the cost of the bodyguard that I need because journalists like Justin Brake continue to put my safety in danger, go to Rebel.Media.com.